Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Kasha Kwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. This is going to be a fairly quick lesson. It's going to go pertaining to promises and vows, and you should keep them. All right? Never go back on your word. All right? You go back on your word, you can really be considered a hypocrite. Okay. So the word promise is from the 14th century, a pledge or vow. Pledge or vow is something that you're going to do, man. Just to speak in layman's terms. It's just something that you're going to do that you said you was. Simple as that. It's what you call practicing what you preach. Again, simple as that. All right. Don't sit here and tell me that, hey, man, I'm going to get you this, I'm going to get you that. I put everything on it, whatever, and you don't follow through, or don't sit here and tell me, hey, I'll be here, whatever, whatever. I promise you. If you put that at the end of something, that means you definitely gonna be there. You're gonna make your way. But if you don't, you'll be considered like a hypocrite or something like, hey, Jake would like to be, I'm gonna stop smoking, and the next day he relapses and he's back smoking again. All right, you didn't keep your pledge or your vow. All right, it says a promise, guarantee, or assurance. When you promise somebody, that's like an assurance to them. Okay, it's assured, meaning they're sure that you're gonna follow through whatever you pledged or you vowed to them. Okay, it says a promise. Send forth, let go, foretell, assure beforehand. There you go, assure beforehand. It's an assurance beforehand. All right, meaning you say something that you're going to do before you do it, and you're definitely going to do it. Pretty much is what a promise is. It says to release, let go, send, throw, henceforward. And the Lord made a promise to who? The children of Israel. Okay, I'm just gonna get a quick example of how he made a promise to us in Exodus. Let's see. Exodus 2, we'll start at 23. Exodus 2 and 23, it says, and it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of bondage. Verse 24, and the Most High heard their groaning, and the Most High remembered his covenant. Okay, so let's get the word covenant. The word covenant is Barayath, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It means a covenant or alliance or a pledge. Okay, so a promise. It is a promise that the Lord made. Okay, with who? The children of Israel. By the way, it says, and the Most High remembered his covenant with Abraham and Isaac and with Jacob. Okay, and Jacob is Israel. All right, and looked upon the children of Israel in the Most High that respect unto them. So the Lord remembered his promise he made to the Israelites. Okay, and when you keep reading in Exodus, he followed through. Yahweh came through. Okay, he came through on the promise. Simple. He took them out the land of Egypt and put them into to the land of milk and honey. Came through. Okay, because it's the same promise he made over here all the way in Genesis 12 to who? To Abram at the time. Okay, and you could just read Genesis 12. Okay, and it will go into some promise that was made to him. You can even go to Genesis 17. You can get a lot of things that the Most High promised unto our forefathers and kept. Okay, so again, a promise is a pledge. A covenant is a pledge, which is a promise. All right, so I'm gonna get an account real quick about Jephthah. If you haven't read Judges 11, but Barker Shaw, please read Judges 11. It's a deep, heavy book. Okay, so it says Judges 11 and 30, and Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, because that's who he was going against, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me when I return in peace from the children of Ammon shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. Okay, so we just read 30 and 31, and the word vow, all right, the word vow is nadar. It says to make a vow, make a vow, all right, to promise. So he promised to the Lord to do or give something to the Most High. Okay, that is what a promise is. All right, this truth. You were chosen to be in this truth. You were chosen to do the work. Okay, once you put your hand to the plow, that was a promise. If you take your hand off the plow, you return to what? Nothing. Okay, you return to nothing. All right, I'm gonna get something super quick. And whoever takes their hand off this plow and returns to nothing, the Lord has prepared something for that somebody. Okay. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 26 and 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry: a man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Lord prepared such a one for the sword. Simple as that. If you take your hand off the plow, the Lord has prepared a sword for you. Simple as that. Okay? So you made a promise, and that promise was to return from sin to righteousness. Now, if you turn from righteousness to sin, then guess what? You have broken that vow. All right? You have broken that vow. We have no other choice but to keep our hand on the plow, because this is a life or death situation. You better pray to the Lord that this thing that you're in, you stay in it. Okay? So continuing, it says, verse 32, and Jephthah passed over into the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Lord delivered them into his hand. So he beat the Ammonites. 33, and he smote them from Aurora, even till thou come to Minnith, even 20 cities, and unto the plain of the vineyards, in a very great slaughter. So he just totally decimated them. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. Verse 34, and Jephthah came to Mizpeh unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and with dances. She was happy to see him because of the accomplishment he made. But let's go back up to verse 30. Okay? Verse 30. And Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord, and said, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into thine hands. Now we went into the word vow, it's nadar, which means a promise to the Most High. It says, verse 31, then it shall be. When someone says shall, meaning it's going to happen. When Yahweh Shai said that to the sons of Zebedee, you shall drink of my cup, meaning you're going to drink of my cup. You really don't have a choice. Jephthah was telling himself in the Lord, I really don't have a choice but to keep this vow to you. All right. Whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me when I return in peace from the children of Ammon. So whatever comes out of that door to meet him after he returns from this battle shall, again, the word shall, surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. That was the promise. That was the vow. And guess who came out first? Guess who came out first? His daughter. His only daughter came out first. Okay? His only daughter. So let's read it. 34. And Jephthah came to Mizpeh unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet with him with timbrels and with dances, and she was his only child. Beside her, he had neither son nor daughter. He had nothing else. Okay? That was his only child. And she came out first. Okay? Verse 35, and it came to pass when he saw her, he rent his clothes and said, alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and I cannot go back. Meaning Jephthah was going to keep his word. Are you going to keep your word, man? And it's true. Are you going to stick to the plan at hand, at the actions you take in this walk? Are you going to take your hand off the plow? You better not, man, because you vowed a vow once you put your hand on the plow that you was going to go out on the highways and byways and continue to do this and stay in this truth no matter your ups or your downs. You are going to continue to fight and continue to do what the Lord asks you to do. Are you going to continue? You vowed that vow. Whether you slip up, whether you're going through hardship, whether it's getting hard, whatever, are you going to vow? Are you going to stick to that vow that you vowed when you got this truth? Because you were chosen to do so. The Lord has required you to do so. Okay? So it says, and cannot go back. His only daughter, came out the house. Now he has to sacrifice her unto the Lord as a burnt offering. Let's see what his daughter said. And I'm going to say this. His daughter has more, for lack of better words, more balls than a lot of men out here in this world today, man. Okay? Verse 36, and she said unto him, my father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto the Lord, do to me according to that which hath proceeded out of thy mouth. For as much as the Lord hath taken vengeance for thee of thine enemies, even the children of Ammon, take me. Go ahead, take me. You know, take me. Because the Lord delivered the Ammonites into your hand. I'm the least you can offer. I'm the least you can offer. She was like, I'm with it, man. What are you doing this for the Lord? Then guess what? I'm not dying in vain, or I'm not being sacrificed in vain or anything, man. Do it. Verse 37, he said, and she said unto her father, let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down upon the mountains and bewail my virginity, and I and my fellows. So he let that happen when you continue to read. And guess what? She was sent up as an offering to the Lord, man. But Jephthah kept his promise. Jephthah kept his promise, and the Lord required his daughter from him. That's just not no coincidence that she stepped out first. The Lord had put the spirit on her to be jovial, to see her father again, to come out first. That's literally the Lord saying, I require your daughter. Can you keep that promise? If you have children and the Lord requires one of your sons, one of your daughters, because you kept a vow and a promise. Promises ain't nothing to mess with, man. Especially if you promise something to a brother. You better keep that. If you vow a vow unto the Lord, you better keep that. And be careful what you ask for, man. Okay? Be careful what you ask for, man. I'm going to close it off with that, man. Read Judges 11. It's a heavy book. Okay? I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 First Fruit. It's a brother Kasha Quali from the GMS Atlanta Church. Until next time, like always, I want to say shalom.